But I held off on it because there's nothing more obnoxious than someone who literally has a beauty channel for a living, gets so many compliments about her looks every day, telling you looks don't matter. Hey guys, welcome back, it's Sarah. Welcome to another episode of Girl Chats. I've been wanting to talk about this topic for a while, but I held off on it because there's nothing more obnoxious than someone who literally has a beauty channel for a living, gets so many compliments about her looks every day, telling you love yourself for who you are and looks don't matter. Not that those things aren't true in the grander scheme of things, but if you're really struggling with your body image, or if you genuinely just feel ugly, whether or not it's true, hearing those Pinterest quotes are only going to help so much. And I'm definitely not making this video so that y'all can feel sorry for me. I don't want anybody sympathizing or saying, oh no, don't call yourself ugly, you're beautiful. I don't need that, I don't want that, that's not what this is about. However, I have went through a period in my life where I was conventionally unattractive. People around me, whether they were bullies or people I would consider friends, even family, have told me that I was ugly. I got teased for my weight a lot as well, and I think that's a very common experience, especially for young girls. Even if it's not someone bullying you online or in real life, scrolling through Instagram all the time, seeing almost exclusively influencers who just look perfect in every picture, it could make you feel ugly. Like, I get so many compliments from strangers already because I have a bigger platform than the average person, and I still look at all these influencers and think, oh damn, I wish I looked like her. But anyway, I just want to share how different my life was when I was considered ugly. By the way, before I begin, I'm so excited to announce that Girl Chats has gotten its first sponsor, and I think it's also a great one for this topic. This episode of Girl Chats is sponsored by Audible, which you probably know what it is. YouTubers have been talking about it for like, what, 3-4 years? Anyway, Audible has a great selection of audiobooks, original audio shows, news, comedy. You can go to www.audible.com/SACHEU or text SACHEU, SACHEU, to 500500 to get an exclusive 30-day free trial and a book of your choice for free. And I've been using it to read this book that I've been meaning to read for months, which is Becoming by Michelle Obama. All of my friends have read it and they all recommended it to me, but I just don't have the time to read it. Or sometimes I'm just going place to place. I don't want to carry a book around with me, so I just listen to it on the subway. You can just listen to it on your way to work, on your way to school. I haven't finished it yet, but Michelle Obama is great at a lot of things, including telling stories. And I think this is a great segue into what we're about to discuss, because so much of the book is about overcoming and having pride in your success and who you are, which is very important for your self-image. So great book, highly recommend. You might not be able to tell that I had an ugly phase, and I really don't want to expose myself like this, but this is what I used to look like. Horrible haircut, horrible eye bags. You can't really tell, but I also had bad skin, and I was ashamed of my face, but I was especially ashamed of my body. I had very wide hips, which now, like, everybody on Instagram wants to have wide hips, but back then, especially since I wanted to present a little bit more, like I was more of a tomboy, it was something that people would like tease me about. I was never bullied for it, but people would tease me. I felt the need to overcompensate by being funny. So like, yeah, she's not cute, she's not pretty, but at least she can be funny. But I used to cover myself up. I would have all these crushes, but no one would ever like me back. And everything I wore was very oversized so that people wouldn't see my body. I saw absolutely no beauty in myself, and I just really couldn't see myself being thought of as beautiful. And I've been told I was fat throughout my whole childhood, that over time it really starts to get to you. I wasn't popular, I wasn't pretty, and I think it also might have something to do with the fact that nobody really respected me. Like, there were some people who I considered friends, but they just didn't respect me, and they would take advantage of me, even steal from me, because they're like, she's that ugly, weird little kid, what is she gonna do? And I think after a while, I just snapped. I was just like, I am sick of all y'all motherfuckers treating me like shit because you think I'm ugly. And I put on a wig. I started to dress more feminine, like let my nails grow long and do my hair. And after that, like, you probably can assume what happened. I became super obsessed with beauty tutorials on YouTube, and I would just do my hair and do my makeup, try on different outfits, and like learn from other people, you know, how to feel cute. Basically why I got here today. I just think that YouTube tutorials, especially when you really relate to someone online, it could have this amazing, empowering, transformative power. So I just kind of stuck with it, and I'm very happy that's what I do now. But I'm not gonna lie to you, for a while I did get very obsessed with trying to appear feminine and beautiful, that some of the things that I did, for example, extreme dieting, wasn't healthy. But as I grew older, like around 18 and 19, that's when I really found what I was passionate about, which is philosophy and academia and debate. And that's where I put all my heart and soul. And even though I would still like play dress up and do different makeup looks on the weekends and still do YouTube on the weekends, that was what gave me confidence. The fact that I was an international student who doesn't speak English as my first language, out here getting debate awards, competing with people who've been doing this since they were in high school, getting awards for my philosophy papers. Those were accomplishments and things that I could just hang my hat on and think, wow, this is who I am and what I'm capable of. And that is something that is unyielding. It's not something that fades like beauty. And that's how I really became more secure as a person. And that is a very important point that I want to make, is that the glow up doesn't happen unless you glow up on the inside. If you get the same message repeated to you that you're ugly and you're unworthy over and over and over again, at some point it's going to get to you, especially when you're a teenager and your mind hasn't fully developed, your self-esteem hasn't fully developed. I just remember staring at myself in the mirror, thinking about all the things I would want to change, thinking that I was the most hideous person in the world, and wouldn't it just be great if I looked like this friend or that friend. And I didn't think that I would ever feel beautiful, and it made me lack this confidence, not just in myself but in my relationship with others. I just feel like, oh, people are going to abandon me, no one's ever going to be interested in me, I'm never going to be able to be in a real relationship where I can be fully loved, and for someone to look at me and think, wow, I'm lucky to be with her. And those thoughts follow you, and that also led to a lot of rebellious behavior because I'm an Aquarius, but also because I have all this pent-up shame about who I was and how I looked. And looking back, it's like a funny story, but I remember being that girl. I remember looking like that, presenting myself like that to the world every day, and feeling unworthy and hopeless. And after I started, you know, taking care of my looks, everything changed so fast. All my friends, whether they were close with me or not, started hitting me up. I started getting people pursuing me romantically for the first time, and just all of a sudden I wasn't this social pariah anymore. It felt good, but it also made me realize how different people can treat you based on how you look. So my advice to people who might be going through the same thing, feeling worthless and ugly, and looking through all these people with beautiful faces, just know that it's not always like that. You can't discount the amount of Facetune and filters and angles and hair and years of learning how to perfect makeup that led to that one selfie. And especially if you're a teenager and you're still growing, girl, you don't worry about it. Your life is so long, and for most of your life you're gonna look like an adult. You're not gonna look like what you look like now. And there's so many things you can do on the outside, but there's also so much you can do on the inside to be an engaging, interesting person, to be beautiful from the inside out. And I'm not just saying this just to say it, like seriously, there are people who are just beautiful from the inside out. And I think being called ugly, ironically, is one of the ways that I became beautiful on the inside out, because I have been called ugly so much when I was a kid that it makes me appreciate all the ways that I'm great other than just my looks. Anyway, I want to share my story to let you know that you're not alone, that I've been real ugly too, and you're going to get through it. I also want to say that you don't need to have it all figured out if you're young. Self-image and self-confidence and who you are takes time, and you can't be 100% proud of who you are if you don't even really know who you are yet. So take your time, and whether or not you feel beautiful at this moment is not the be-all end-all of your identity. If you want to do makeup and nails and try out different clothing and styles, go right ahead. If that makes you feel more comfortable with yourself, that's what I did. But if you don't and just want to focus on other areas, that's fine too. It's all about balance, and what really matters is at the end of the day, you can look into the mirror and like that person. Even if you don't love her right now, like her. Know that she's making an effort. Know that she's trying her damn hardest. I'm sorry this whole video is starting to sound like advice I would give myself, but I know a lot of my audience is young women, especially young women of color, and these are just some things that I've learned from growing up ugly. What do you think is something that helps you with your confidence? Just beyond corny Pinterest quotes and just saying love yourself, what are some habits and things that you can do that makes you feel beautiful. For me, it's getting my nails done. I always just feel so polished and pretty. Like, I'm obsessed with my nails right now. They make me happy. They look like Skittles. Thank you so much for tuning in another episode of Girl Chat. As always, leave your topic suggestions in the comments, and I'll see you next week. Bye.